my 10 favorite fashion related finds from the year. They can be dressy, they can be casual. The double breastedness, ooh, square toe shoe. I just love it so much. My AC Slater pants from Anthropologie. I've gotten so much use out of it. So excited that they still have these, like a boho casual style. Adored this. One of my favorite things, hands down. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today because this is one of my favorite videos that I do every year, or it's my third time doing this video where I round up my 10 favorite fashion related finds from the year. This year in particular has been very interesting for me to look back at because I was really conscious about what I bought. Basically because for the last 2 years, I have talked about my favorite and least favorite things that I purchased, and looking back at those least favorite things is what got me thinking about, well, what was the mindset of the things that were my favorite and why are they so different from the least favorite? And ever since then, I've been trying to make everything that I purchase a favorite thing. And I really can say that this year or last year, within my year of 5 finds, it was kind of hard to pick 10 things because I feel like there are so many things that I love, but these 10 pieces in particular have just stood out in my mind because I've either worn them a ton, they're special in a certain way, they're comfortable, I wear them a lot, they're fashion related, and so there's a little bit of everything in here. And towards the end of the video, I'm sort of going to break down some of these purchases in a quicker way than I did with my fashion stats video for the end of 2019, where I was talking about graphs and pie charts and how much did I spend altogether for the year. I'm going to kind of do a mini version of that to see what of these top 10 favorite things were conscious or were they planned versus impulse, and what was the total spend of these things related to the total spend of my entire year. So I'm just sort of interested to dig into that a little bit. And I will say in advance that a good number, I'd say more than half of the things that I've loved this year are still available, and they're things that you can still purchase. So I'm going to start with something that I'm wearing right now, which is this necklace that I got from Ana Luisa. They had gifted it to me actually. I feel like maybe halfway through the year, and I had been wanting to get a group of necklaces that were made for layering. Their brand really caught my attention because they are a conscious, ethically minded company, and so all of their pieces are made from recycled gold and sterling silver. I think even they have some higher quality diamond pieces that are all like lab grown sustainable diamonds, which is really neat. And I've just loved this particular necklace so much. They actually have a site-wide sale going on right now until February 10th, where you can save 15% off site-wide on anything that you want. And so this piece is a favorite thing that I've worn so much this year. It's such great quality. I love that they're individual pieces, so I've worn them like in combination with other jewelry that I have. I've worn just one piece or just two, so I feel like there's a lot of different uses that you can make when you separate them out. I love that the quality of these pieces are just fantastic. I've had this for, my guess would be maybe 5 months, and they haven't tarnished. They haven't changed color at all. They just look as beautiful as the first day I got them, and I've worn them quite a bit. They've reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to pick a few more pieces this year, and I'm being even more picky with my year of less that I'm doing right now, and I was like, absolutely, I would love to own more of your jewelry. And so if you're looking for a few things to purchase off of their website during their 15% off sale, I would say that their boa earring, it's like a little snake situation, I think is such a beautiful everyday piece that I'm hoping to get. And then there's a beautiful thick gold band that's just like thicker through the center of the ring that just looks so beautiful. I've had my eye on that for a while, and so I believe that they are sending that to me, but I will keep you posted on what I get from them within my January finds or my February finds. And so this is definitely one of my favorite things, hands down, for the year. Okay, my next favorite thing is my Dudley Stevens fleece. I have worn this so much. So when I got this, I mentioned that my friend Ailsa, Happy Go Curly on Instagram, that she had introduced me to this brand, and they are woman-owned, a small business, consciously, ethically minded. Their fleeces are made from recycled water bottles, I have loved this thing so much. I've gotten so much use out of it. Oddly, I bought it towards the beginning of summer, I feel like, or maybe it was around springtime when I bought it because someone had a coupon code. So I think this is originally around $150 something dollars. I got it for $133 with a discount. They have a couple different styles, but this one is their Park Slope, which means that it's a little bit more cropped. They do have longer ones, but I prefer the crop style. And this is the Terry fleece, which is just a little bit more flatter fleece, and it's a little thinner, I think. They also have a Velo fleece, which is on my wish list for this year of 2020. I've worn this through the spring. I actually wore this in the summer. I took this on a summer vacation up north. I wore it around at night around the campfire, and just it washes and dries really nicely. I have loved this so much. Excited to get another one, and it's something that sort of is like all season. And really the selling point, I mean, besides the fact that the fleece is very comfortable and it's really beautifully made, I just love this turtleneck, and I think that's one of the main selling points, is that like the turtleneck is legit and stands up, it holds its own. I'm excited to get the Velo. It's like a softer fleece sometime soon, and yeah. This has been like an absolute favorite find without a doubt. By the way, these are in no order. This is just sort of like the order in which I thought about them and wrote them down. So it's not like most favorite to just sort of favorite. They're all favorites. The next one is this Free People dress that I have loved, that I have worn so much. It's long, it's so comfortable. It's actually shockingly still available. I bought it I feel like in the spring of last year, but I had seen it during winter. So this is something that they've had for a long time. They actually have since expanded the color range. I think in the beginning there were like 3 different color combinations of this dress, and now there's like 6. So I have kind of thought about buying another one, but the pattern and the style is so specific that I don't know if I need another one, and that's a new mindset shift of, do I really need 2 of this? I don't know. So this has just been so comfortable. The only downfall is that it doesn't have pockets, but it's still one of my favorite things. And so absolutely, like, there are so many events that I wore this to this year. I think the one thing that I really love about it is that it's sort of a fit and flare style, but not like exaggerated fit and flare like A-line. It's more of like a boho casual style. I have mine in a medium. It's definitely like really large at the bottom and flowy, and so I don't think that you need to worry about fit for the bottom piece of it, but it's really at the top. Is if you're like bustier up top, I think you maybe need to go up a size. So I would say if you're interested in getting this, order your true size, but keep in mind that it is going to be a little bit snugger up here, and so you might need to go up. Okay, the next thing I'm actually wearing on the bottom, but I have plenty of pictures of it on Instagram, are my Madewell vintage crop jeans in it's like a black washed look, so they're almost like a grayish color. I was so excited when Madewell opened here recently in October, and I was able to try on a ton of jeans finally and pick the perfect ones. I love these ones because they're not super skinny, they're just a straight leg, but they are like a thinner straight leg. So they're super flattering, they can be dressy, they can be casual, they're a high rise, and they're fair trade certified. I was so excited when I looked inside and saw that they were fair trade certified. It just like sealed the deal for me. I was so excited about it. They're called the perfect crop because they really are the perfect crop for all seasons. They work well with like almost any type of shoe. I stand by these. I love them. I know Madewell sizes are strange. I'm not really used to their sizing yet. I think I got mine in a 29, but they do stretch a little bit, and so as people say size down, I probably could have bought these in a 28, but these are comfortable. They're not like super sucking me in tight. They're just like a really comfortable pair of jeans. And I've worn them almost every single day within winter since I've gotten them. So I love them a heck of a lot. Okay, the next find was sort of an impulse buy, and it's something that I just loved so much. This beautiful blush wool coat from Vince. It's something that I saw when I was shopping at Nordstrom Rack. This darn pocket always tucks in. But I love this coat so much. It was on the pricey side. It was like $180 something, but that was marked down from like $700. So I feel like I got quite a deal here. It looks great dressed up. It looks great dressed down. It looks great with sneakers. It looks great with everything, especially if that everything is like joggers and sweats and you throw this over, you look polished to go run errands. No one will know what you're wearing underneath. I love it so much. And so that's something that, while I don't think this exact coat is available anymore, you know, look for a coat that is beautiful quality. This is wool, but something that you're going to be able to wear for multiple like occasions, dressing wise. Like this just works well with so many things. And I also love the pockets. So it has this big pocket here, but it also has pockets here too. So it's really super easy and functional. I can even throw my whole wallet in here and just everything I need. It's really become one of my absolute favorite coats that I own. And it's also, because it's majority wool, I think it's 70% wool, it's really warm. It looks like and reads that it might just be like a little bit more hefty than a blazer, but it's warm. And so, especially because it's so long, it's almost floor length, which I particularly love because I love being able to wear this with dresses. This is something that's actually opened me up to being able to wear dresses because it's so long and it keeps me that much more warm. And so I just have loved this, adored this, and it's such a great quality piece that I know I will have it for a long time, and I feel so good about this purchase. Okay, the next thing was a very heavily vetted item. I only have one pair of shoes in my favorite finds this year. I feel like in the past I've had a workout sneaker, a sandal, a boot. I've had a couple things, but I actually don't feel like I bought many shoes this year, and so maybe that's why. And this one stands out to me because I bought so many on the hunt for the perfect one, and it was these square toe shoes from Dolce Vita. I don't know if you remember this hunt. I didn't share it like extensively on YouTube, although I probably talked about it, but on Instagram I went through purchasing 8 different square toe shoes on the hunt for the perfect one. And I know a lot of people were like, ooh, square toe shoe, but I didn't mean I know that closed square toe shoes and boots are also becoming more popular right now. I personally don't think that those would look good on me, but the open toe square toe I'm totally into. And some of them are like subtly square, some of them are rounded square. I liked it more aggressively square. However, there are some super aggressive like rectangle fronts that are too much. But I digress. I was trying to find something that was comfortable, versatile, had the right square that I desired, but also that looked attractive on my foot, because that was another like difficult thing. So I found these from Dolce Vita. I got these for $65. I went true to size 8. Here is the exciting thing that I have to share with you. They still carry these, and plus so many other colors. So I think I mentioned like at one point after I bought these that like I would absolutely buy these in white. I think they had them in white. They had them in a dark brown, but listen, they have them in metallic shades, but also a tortoise print. And that one looks like it's sort of translucent. And so I don't know if that would affect like the comfort level, because sometimes if it's like plasticky, that might hurt. But let me tell you, that one is on my wish list. I do want another pair of those, mainly because these ones are sort of specific in their color. This one is like an orangish red. It's definitely more coral. It's very specific. It oddly does go with a lot of my wardrobe in the spring and summer, but I want something that could go with every day because these are so comfortable. There was 0 break-in time. I didn't have like any blisters. And I just love the ease of slipping them on, running out the door, and they look cool and they look like edgy with the square toe. I just love this so much. I 100% want to buy either the white croc embossed ones or the new tortoise ones for sure. If that's not a sales pitch, I don't know what is, but these are so great. So excited that they still have these and in so many more colors. Okay, the next favorite find sadly is not available any longer, and so I won't dive into it too much, but so many of you also bought them. They're my AC Slater pants from Anthropologie. These weren't necessarily like these exact pants because I didn't know that they would exist, were not necessarily on my wish list, but I did have in my mind, and so I'm including it as a wish list item, that I wanted a really like casual, comfortable, khaki-ish, like not wide leg pant, but just like super relaxed, comfortable pant. And these have fit the bill. I have loved them so much. Sadly, they're not available anymore, but I'm gonna tell you this. I have been looking on Free People's site a lot recently, and I know that they're not an ethical brand, but a lot of their things are made with natural fibers and whatnot, and that leans into the thoughtful fast fashion side of what I'm okay with purchasing. Free People has so many cool relaxed pants that are not jeans or not dressy trousers on their website. Good search words for pants like this are slouchy pants, slouchy trousers. I think that's actually what this was called. And Free People and Anthropologie seem to carry a good array of that. Okay, my next favorite thing, I don't have it right now because it's a bathing suit from summer, and I don't know where it's at because I pack all my bathing suit things away and I actually can't find it right now, but I have pictures of it, I believe, is my June Lube 2-piece bathing suit. So June Lube is a small female-owned business that I have purchased from her for, like, I think she's only been in business for 5 years or so, and I have somehow been with her from the beginning. They are mix and match, so you can buy them, you know, what size you need, what patterns or colors you think look good together. I got this light blush ruffle top that I think it's called the Mary top. I also have it in white, but the white one was looking a little dingy, and it had also like stretched out a little bit from like nursing, and I don't think I was pregnant ever when I had these bathing suits. I don't think so, but I just have loved them so much, and they're such great quality. You're supporting a small business, female owned, and it sort of is a responsible company just based on the fact that they're not necessarily made on demand, but they are made and sold just on her website in smaller batches. She always comes out with different collections per season. I love the ruffle top one. It's super comfortable and lovely. And then I bought the leopard high waist bottoms, which you can also roll down. And I just love the pieces so much. I think I have like 10 total pieces that I can mix and match from the last 5 years. And so I knew that I'd wanted, especially when I saw that she was releasing that top I have in a blush pink, I knew that I wanted to get it. And so I've loved that bathing suit and wore it a lot this past summer, and will continue to wear it into this summer too. The next item is something that was on my wish list, a Gigi Pip hat. I bought this towards maybe the beginning of the year, and it looks really big on camera right now, I gotta say. But I have loved this hat so much. I love that the quality, some people wear it like this, but I feel like a poser if I do that. My friend Carrington looks really good when she wears it like that, but I don't feel right about it on me. I bought it locally at the Counting House, which is a local boutique. The hat itself, this is the Scotty hat. It's like a felt hat. So if you go on Gigi Pip's website, you can search, I think felt hats is a search on their website. So the hat itself was $78. This right here was sold separately. It's a hat band, which is kind of cool. It's almost like a hat belt. And this was $12. I included it as one find when I purchased it because I almost always wear them together. I have worn it separately too. I love that the brim is stiff. That's my one thing with, I don't like floppy hats on me. I don't love it. And a couple of the hats that I've had before, like either they weren't meant to be floppy, but over time they get floppy, or there's like a dip in one side and you can't get it back to where it was. And this has like maintained its shape forever and ever, and I just love it so much. I do have on my wish list for 2020 to potentially get a straw hat for summer from Gigi Pip. I didn't realize it until I was like looking online or something and saw that you can lift up this little inside piece and adjust the hat a little bit with this little like thing that they have. And so I had found that the other size was a little too small for me, and this size was just a little bit too big, but I was able to adjust it exactly where I needed it. So now when I wear it, it fits my head exactly, and I can do like whip my hair back and forth. I can do everything, and like it will not come off. So, you know, that's what I love. Like it's custom. It's custom. I love it. And yeah, it's been a favorite thing. So it was a really thoughtful purchase, and I only have one. I know so many people that once they buy one, they're addicted and they have a ton, but you know, I'm still just loving this one, but I do want one for summer, so that is on my wish list. Okay, and my final favorite find for 2019 is my Artizia Babaton blazer, which will forever look black, but it's actually tartan plaid. I love this so much. This is something where in the past, this was $178. I would have looked at that price and been like, thanks, no. And I know that there are blazers. I think I had like possibly a Anita Big blazer on my list in the beginning of the year. I did a wish list video. That would be interesting to revisit that wish list and see what I bought off of the wish list and what maybe still is on it. But Anita Big blazers are like really expensive, and so this isn't like as expensive as it could be, but it's definitely like more than an $89 blazer from Mango, which is an awesome place to buy blazers, but it's fast fashion. And Artizia is fast fashion too, by the way, I am aware. But I've just worn this so much. I've loved this. I know that the Babaton style, like they don't have this exact tartan one anymore, but the Babaton style is something that they always have. And so I don't know if that is indicative of the cut, the double breastedness, which I love, or if it, like this has a little bit of like spandex in it, and so it does stretch a little bit, which is lovely, which makes it incredibly comfortable, which makes it super easy to wear, but yet it doesn't feel like a ponte knit where it feels like it's cheap or it feels like it's like just a lighter material. This feels hardy and substantial, but yet if you want to roll up, if you want to push up your sleeves a little bit, they'll stay because of that like stretch in it. And it's just so comfortable. There's a little bit of a padded shoulder pad, which I love. I bought this when I was in Vancouver, and Artizia is out of Vancouver, so this felt like, you know, a sentimental, nice, almost souvenir of our trip there last year. And I also bought the matching pant. The matching pant I haven't worn as much, but I have worn it together as a suit, and it is sharp. This one has been a favorite, and I will continue to wear it so much. I just love it. Okay, so those are my 10 favorite things. I also wanted to point out that in November, I bought a croc embossed bag from a local shop, Iris Boutique. It's actually in my car, which my husband took somewhere, so I don't have it right now, but I have pictures of it. I bought it in November, so I've only had it for a month and a half, but I've absolutely loved that bag. It's beautiful. It looks so great. I get a ton of compliments on it, but more than that, it's just good quality, and I really like it. The brand is street level, and so I know that they have sold at Anthropologie a lot too, that particular brand, but a little too soon to say that it's become my favorite thing because I've had it for a month and not through all of the seasons, but I really love that bag. Another thing that I really loved that I wanted to note, because it wasn't included as a find for me within the year, because I wasn't including undergarments or like pajamas, those types of things into my finds, because those aren't things that I have a problem purchasing or impulse buying, is the Everlane Renew High Waist Thong. I have loved that underwear so much. I think I have like maybe 6 pairs or 5 or 6 pairs in nude, and I have 1 in black, and it is my mission to switch over to mainly that because I love it. It is the perfect thong that doesn't feel like a thong. I actually do prefer thongs, but I love it. They're so comfortable. I never knew I wanted a high waist thong, but I do, and it is the best. So highly recommend that underwear if you're looking into it. It's one of my favorite finds that wasn't an official find on my list. Okay, real quick, I want to go over sort of the stats within these 10 things that I told you about and where did they fall with everything else for my year. So 8 of my 10 purchases were planned, and that really tells me that if I'm going to purchase something and it's a wish list item, then I'm probably really going to love that item because I've given it a lot of thought and I'm buying it for a reason. And so that's something that might make me hesitate and just take pause if I impulse buy something. Now, absolutely, that Vince coat, I have loved that, and that's an impulse buy that I'm glad I bought. I don't want to like take that one back or anything, but it's great for me to note personally that 80% of my favorite items were things off of a wish list, and I should probably continue to purchase off of a wish list. This is just interesting to note that 4 of my total 10 favorites were fast fashion. So I do think that there is still a place for me to look at fast fashion that is thoughtful, that is meaningful, that is maybe off of the wish list. And Vince, it's kind of hard to say because is Vince really fast fashion? They don't have stores that I know of. They probably don't produce as much. They're a higher end brand, and sometimes those brands aren't as fast So that's a brand where it's like, is it really fast? I don't know. But 3 of the items were actually conscious brands. 2 of the finds that I purchased from were a small business and 2 female owned and 0 secondhand. So interesting to note as I continue thrifting with Carrington and our Thrift With Us series, is this gonna become one of my favorite things? Like, I just should stop and think about that. But also it's secondhand, doesn't cost a lot. I can, you know, donate it right back or consign it right back. So I feel like I have to think about that a little less, but just interesting to note that none of my favorite things were secondhand. And finally, what I think is really interesting is the total spend of my favorite things. So in 2019, my total spend, and I broke this all out in my fashion stats video, which I will link below, I spent and / gifted, there was a little bit of things that I was gifted for the year that was included in this total value of the items that I consumed or bought / were gifted in 2019. The total value was $3,662, which meant that my average find or item for the year was about $61. Now, if I look at my favorite 10 pieces, the value of my favorite 10 pieces were $1,191, which is 32% of my total budget for the year, or not budget, but what I spent in the year. And I just think that's interesting to realize that I bought 60 things, but the 10 favorite things that I wear the most, that I love the most, were 32% of that, which means that the average price per favorite find is $119. And maybe that's because some of those are conscious, even though that Babaton one and that Vince coat and blazer were expensive, but they weren't conscious brands. So it's interesting to think about quality and price and value and what ends up being a favorite, because it's something that's gonna last. It's something that's great quality, therefore you pay a little bit more, but it's gonna last for a long time. So really interesting to look at that. But that's it. That's my favorite things for 2019 that I purchased or was gifted and that I have loved so much. So thank you so much for following along. I think it might be interesting to maybe deep dive into my past favorites video, and are those things still favorites? So that might be something that I do in a future video here on YouTube or over on Instagram. So follow me at What Kate Finds on Instagram. I'm talking about this kind of stuff all the time. And I'm going to be doing that wish list video real soon for 2020, what's on my wish list. And don't forget also about Ana Luisa, that they have that Valentine's site-wide sale, 15% off going on until February 10th. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you again in another video real soon. Bye.